there was. I went to the Nigerian embassy. For real, this is not a joke. For real, I went to the Nigerian embassy when I was going to Nigeria to get a visa. Anyway, so I went, and they have many different processes to get a visa. And when I went into the room, I'm like the whitest person, and like, anyways, so I go and sit. I go up to the woman and say, "Excuse me, miss, I've done all my application online. Do I queue up here?" She goes, "You need to take a seat." She didn't answer my questions, so I just took a seat. Anyway, so I took a seat, and there was this other white man there as well. So we were sitting together, blah blah. Anyway, there was this guy who was getting a bit rowdy with one of the tellers, because they have, like, you know, that reinforced glass that they have in the bank, and he was getting really irate with her. Anyway, so he said to her, he started, goes, "How dare you speak to me like that? If you were my wife, I would beat you." And the whole room went like that. They were all laughing, and me and this white guy were like, "What?" So I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to this country next week. I am going to wet myself." Anyways, so when it took me 2 hours to queue up so I can get my visa. So I go up to the woman, and the woman looks at my visa papers, and she goes to me, "I cannot process your application." I'm like, "Pardon?" "Madam, I cannot process your application today." I'm like, "Excuse me, I've waited 2.5 hours for this, so you need to process it now." "I cannot do it." I'm like, "What do you mean why I can't do it? I've done everything right. You need to show me the proof that you have paid to get this visa." I'm like, "Madam, this is the number that you can only get once you've made payment." "I don't care. You need to go back home and get the print out of this proof, and then come back in the morning, and I will process your application." So I said, "Oh my god." First of all, I was doing mine and Andrew's sister, Mary Morris, both our applications. Like, "Mary, go and print out the proof, because I've got to come back here the next day." So the woman goes to me, "You need to come here before 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I will process your application." So I was like, "Okay." So I went home, went to Mary, got the proof paper, came back that next morning, and I remember the woman said to me, "When you come in, you need to write your name on a piece of paper so that I will process your application first." I'm like, "Pardon?" So each day that I went to this visa place, it's a different process of getting seen. Anyway, so I went there, and I was the last person to sign their name on that piece of paper, and she snatched it back. So I was like, "Brilliant, I've made the list." Anyway, so she calls my name, "Randa." So I got up. "Yes, madam, here's my precious." "I cannot process your application." I'm like, "Leave your homemade." She's like, "I cannot do it." I'm like, "But why? I got you the proof paper. You need to go to the visa stamp queue first." I'm like, "Which board does this tell me to go to the visa stamp queue first? I'm coming to you." And then she goes, "You need to stand in this queue here, and she will stamp your paper first, and then I can process your application." So I'm like, so I look at the woman to the right. I said to her, "Here, take it, stamp." And she goes, "Hey, I cannot do it." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't do it?" And then they started arguing with each other, like, "Hey, I will not do it. She always does this to me." Like, they're all kissing their teeth in my face, and I'm like, "Batalo, process my application." And the woman goes, "Hey, I will take it back." So she obviously then felt sorry for me, and so she took my paper. She goes, "Okay, it is going to take 3 days. You need to go and come back." So I was like, "Ooh!" So 3 days later, I took minus, and I took this Aussie guy with me, and I was like, "You guys go and get my papers." And then finally, I got my Nigerian visa. Here you go, everyone, so you can all see my Nigerian visa. Where is it?
You carry it around with you?
No, I just had left my passport in my bag because I came back from.
Not the
Napa!
Okay, I can't find it now. That's the end of my story. Hey, so don't you